So we had a lot of insanity this past week, folks, but we also had some really good news out of the state of South Carolina, of all places. The South Carolina Supreme Court this week voted 3-2 to strike down the state's 6-week abortion ban. According to the majority of judges on that panel, the abortion ban that South Carolina had signed into law in 2021, so this was long before the court overturned Roe. But the state Supreme Court said, listen, we in our state constitution, we're one of 10 states that has a guaranteed right to privacy for our citizens. Putting a 6-week abortion ban in place when most women don't even know they're pregnant by 6 weeks, that is a massive violation of privacy. Therefore, it violates our state constitution. Therefore, we strike it down. Now, the problem, of course, is that striking down the 6-week ban means they go back to the 20-week ban that had already been in place prior to that. So you're still not experiencing reproductive freedom in the state of South Carolina if you are a woman, but it's not as oppressive as it was prior. So I guess that's kind of a small victory here. I don't even really know anymore. It's kind of hard to tell because we're still not allowing women complete autonomy over their bodies. And that is insane. That is just insane that we are still at this point as a society, as a country in the year 2023. So it's great that we don't have a 6-week ban, but again, now, okay, well, we're just back to the 20-week ban because somehow a 20-week ban doesn't violate your right to privacy, but a 6-week ban does. Now, the court didn't explain that. So I'm not exactly sure how they reconcile those two things, but I will say making the legal argument based on the right to privacy is a really good idea. Here's why. If this gets challenged, if they appeal, and of course the state is saying right now, like, we're going to try to figure out what our next steps can be. If this goes to the Supreme Court, it suddenly does become that right to privacy issue on a state constitution level. Now, a state constitution, of course, cannot override the federal constitution, but the Supreme Court cannot override a state constitution either. So if this got challenged to the Supreme Court, assuming we had a normal Supreme Court, they would not have a chance to overturn this. Given the makeup of the Supreme Court today, who knows what'll happen? But using that argument was very smart because that makes it very difficult to uphold this law. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.